Now, I want to get some more of these really great tips from you. So tell us the 3 most important things we need to keep in mind as we communicate and connect online. 3 of the best practices or, the best strategies or tips, the things we need to keep in mind as we connect online. What would they be?
So number 1 best practice is to absolutely give thought before you share anything online. I have a 3-point system that I run my content through, and that is I ask myself, I call it a gut check, but I ask myself, would I be comfortable with this piece of content found in a Google search? Anytime, it's going to be archived forever. Would I be comfortable with this piece of content being on the front page of the New York Times or some other major newspaper? And would I be comfortable and proud, in fact, of my own mom to see this piece of content? So that's number 1, is in remembering this is an ink. You can't just go back and erase it. Number 2, and we touched on it earlier, is just to be congruent, is to be consistent with who you are. So that's the congruency and the consistency. And then number 3 is to add value. And we feel we've heard this saying a lot, adding value. What does that mean? And essentially, it really means to give first with no agenda that person's going to give back to you, and to be able to really listen well so that you're giving relevant and quality information first and support. And you build up what I call social equity. And so some people call it social capital. And that really means that at some point it's going to pay off. And it may not come from, you give support to John over here, but it's Mary that comes over and starts to do business with you.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about filtering your content before you put it out there. I wrote a blog post last week that said 8 shocking and hilarious social media gaffes. And one of the ways to prevent yourself from doing such a gaffe is to imagine that your mother is going to be reading every single thing you put out there, including the IRS and the CIA. And if you run it through those 3 filters, that's probably a good way to figure you're not going to make a giant mistake.